All right, Marcus Spears, ESPN analyst, longtime NFL player, and he's here with Chili's. What's going on, Marcus? I'm going to ask you a big question about the NFL.
Yeah.
Who's good?
Buffalo Bills, Philadelphia Eagles, Dallas Cowboys, New York Giants, Miami Dolphins, now that Tua is back, good football team. Kansas City, obviously.
That's more teams than I thought.
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird year.
Yeah, man. It's a super weird year, which is great for my job and business and yours as well. But to me right now, the class is Buffalo and Philly, right? You look at both of these rosters, you look at how both of them are playing beyond record. You just see talent and you see them having the ability to go the distance, barring no catastrophic injury. But I think we just had to reprogram. We thought the AFC West was going to be the best division in the history of football this year because of the quarterbacks. Not the case. These teams are playing well that I just mentioned. They have formulas that I think will travel. They play good defense, or they're elite at scoring with quarterbacks that are high level. So I just believe both about these teams that I think are good. And if I miss somebody, everybody on Twitter let me know when you drop this.
That's exactly right. Explain. So you said Buffalo and Philly. Leaving out the Chiefs there. Can you explain your case on Philly over Kansas City right now on October 24th?
Well, I don't. I just went different conferences.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, if they matched up, I think I would take Kansas City.
Okay.
If they matched up. But I just wanted to name the top two in the NFC and AFC. And I don't think Kansas City is that far away from Buffalo based on what we watched. And when you got Pat, man, when you got 15 and when you got Travis Kelce and Andy Reid and that combination, you got a chance in every game you play in. So I think that will be familiar. One team that's ascending, Cincinnati Bengals. They're getting back to the things that took them to a Super Bowl last year, and it looks the same. So I'll be interested to see how they continue to play as the season goes along.
I think, and you've watched Joe Burrow for as long as anybody, but confidence is so important. Deep ball chemistry is so important. And you don't get that week one, especially when the preseason doesn't happen for Joe Burrow because he has appendix surgery. He told me when he came back from the ACL last year, he told me that for the first 2 weeks of training camp, he had no vision whatsoever. He saw a wall of people, right? And you know that from being a player, you need a certain depth perception. He said he didn't have that at all. So I was thinking in week 1 and week 2, when he's throwing these bad picks, I'm saying, man, I bet it's happening again. He doesn't see the receivers he needs to see. He doesn't see the right depths. And once he does, the confidence comes back, the deep ball chemistry comes back, and it's going to click. And that's exactly what happened here. I think they're going to go on another run. I don't know if it's a Super Bowl, but I think it's going to be 5-6 games like this in a row.
Yeah, they're going to be a problem. They get in the playoffs, they are going to be a problem for the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs because of that uber talent that they have offense. And they had to find their way. Like, they got a new offensive line too. Like, those guys had to gel and become what everybody thought they would be. And that's starting to come to fruition as well.
You mentioned the Cowboys early when you were listing good teams.
Yeah.
What's the ceiling of this team?
I think the Cowboys can make it to an NFC championship. I really believe that. And then once you get to that point, once you get in the playoffs, you got enough. Of course. But I think an NFC championship should be a realistic possibility. Dak was rusty, and it was still what I liked about the Detroit game, with the Lions coming off of a bye week, your opportunity to self-scout, physical, you heal up a little bit better, and you got Dallas ushering in a quarterback that's been out 5 weeks. They did a lot of the same good things that they've been doing on offense, which I love tremendously, because you only think that Dak is going to continue to get better and this offense is going to get more explosive as the season goes along. So for me, like, Dallas runs the football. They're physical at the line of scrimmage on the offensive line. The offensive line is gelled and got a lot better, and they play elite level defense, and they take the football away. That's a good formula. That was the formula that led them to 12-4 last year 12-5 last year, until Kellen Moore lost his mind and started wanting to throw the ball 45 times a game as opposed to using Zeke and Tony Pollard. And I think one of the most underrated storylines about Dallas this year is Zeke Elliott is healthy and running with power, and they're using him and Tony Pollard in the right way. So I guess I got to shout out Kellen Moore for doing what needs to be done in order for the Cowboys to be good. But please, man, please, God, if we get in the playoffs, let us at least win one game. Just please let it happen, man. Please, for my sake.
So Jerry Jones is different from every other owner in sports, like in the world sports. There's not a European soccer owner like him. There's not anything, okay? There's not a Formula One guy like him. And I'm curious, having been on the inside, if you could tell me a story or some insight about what's different about Jerry Jones, because he's the guy giving a press conference for the coach in some cases. He's doing weekly radio hits. I mean, you saw, so Seth Wickersham and Don Van Natta, your colleagues, report that he said, don't F with me to Robert Kraft, right?
Yeah.
And then he goes on the radio the other day and just confirms it. Do you know how rare that is? Like, listener, like that doesn't happen for anybody, let alone an owner where it's mostly stayed, it's old money, it's all that stuff. Tell me a Jerry Jones story about how different he is, Marcus Spears.
Man, Jerry Jones is one of the most DGAF people on earth. Okay? And when you got billions of dollars and you know that you the head honcho, when you step into a meeting room with 32 owners in the NFL, you say and do what you will. I'll give you one story, man. Jerry was building the stadium, right? He was building a new stadium. And he told us, he brought the team together. He said, hey, fellas, I put a lot of money in this building. It's about $80 million a month on a note, right? He said, there's only two ways that this thing happened. He said, you guys win and fill these seats up, or I'm going to have to do rodeos, boxing matches, and March Madness to pay this thing off. He said, I would much prefer you guys fill these seats up, because if you don't fill these seats up, that means we will not be winning. And the seats that I'm looking at right now will have different people in them come this time next year. So that's one of my stories for Jerry. No holds barred. Hey, play well, I got to pay for this damn stadium. Or if not, I will have a lot of you removed.
He does no rodeos. He does not want rodeos. That's why Dak and the Cowboys need to win a playoff game this year.
Absolutely.
Because we don't need a February of weekly rodeos. So we have a mutual friend, Mina Kimes, and I asked her for some info. I love to do research on my guests. You love Bridgerton.
Oh my God. Lady Castleberry. Listen, Bridgerton is honestly to me, is one of the best series I've ever watched. I love the drama. I'm kind of I don't know what you call those type of movies, but I gravitate to them a lot. What you call that era, the Victorian era, right? Like I gravitate to those a lot. I'm a sucker for love stories. I thought the second season of Bridgerton, it took too long for them to realize that they were going to be together. But it was, it was needed. Lady Whistledown had to write a lot of stories. Mm-hmm. Obviously, she is one of the focuses of Bridgerton. But I love it, man. Like between Bridgerton, Yellowstone, Game of Thrones, I haven't started House of Dragons yet, but I will. They have really given me peace and comfort during my travels and my lonely days in hotels when I'm on the road for work. So, but Bridgerton is just one of those ones where it's such a feel-good thing. It's funny. It's great writing. It's great characters. I love the fact that they have a mixed race couple in the first season. Like it's so many things about it. And I like to think I think of myself as a chivalrous gentleman. And during that time, gentlemen were very chivalrous, if that's
what
a
a
word.
Breakdown. Tell us what you're doing with Chili's.
First of all, bro, I have had a blast doing these. So Chili's wanted to increase their digital and just marketing overall to get people to come in and experience happy hour while football is on, to create legendary experiences, man. And I've been a fan of Chili's. Like, this is not, of course. Ashley is on here, my publicist. I will
By the
not.
way, Sam.
Yeah. I will not promote something that I don't like or use or eat. And I eat a lot, as you can see. But yeah, man, I've been in Dallas, and I've just recently left Baton Rouge. And the great thing is, man, is that I respect the fact that Chili's has recognized that they want to become a destination during football while games are on, right? And really, they should be a part of that forum and that market because it's a phenomenal setup, bro. Bar in the middle of the restaurant. You got TVs everywhere. It's a good atmosphere for you to come if you young, if you got a family, but if you're a football fan and you love like that energy of being around other people that love football, eating wings, nine types of wings, by the way. Okay.
Oh, I know.
And bone in. Okay. They have boneless for those that have the taste for boneless. I'm bone in. Okay. Because I'm big boned and I'm bone in. But just creating what they call a legendary experience. And when the game is on, happy hour is on at Chili's. And look, man, we were there in Baton Rouge and I was there while LSU was playing. And it went up. And for the older people that's not on here, that don't know what went up mean, it was hype in there. Okay. I had me a ranch water. Okay. That's one of the best drinks at Chili's. A chili Philly, and I had some mango habanero wings. And I'm not supposed to be saying that out loud because my wife was like, bruh, you are having a little bit too much fun without me. But it was just phenomenal. And then, man, we giving away during my time there. We giving away meals. We giving away drinks. I'm telling everybody that I'm buying the drinks, but it's really Chili's buying the drinks. But it's been a phenomenal like relationship, and I think I'm hopefully looking forward to doing more with them. But yeah, man, just legendary experience because I'm a legend. They're gonna have more legends.
That's right.
Going around the country, I believe. And when football is on, happy hour is on, man. Tap into Chili's, people. It's fun over there, and it's great food. And they got a new menu. So it's something for you, everybody.
I don't normally participate in the plugs when a guest has one. But I will say this. When I walk into Chili's, it's a bad day to be a chicken crisper because it's getting consumed. That's
Bro,
it.
That was my heart, and that's where I started. And before I leave, I got to get that molten. If you ain't had the molten, or you're looking out for your body, don't look out for your body when you go. Get the molten.